This video is part of the BearNBull feature series. We are going to talk about the portfolio forecast graph. I am here at the BNB Invest portfolio page. The first section is our graph section, and I'm going to click on the forecast tab right above it. It takes us to an empty graph, but there are two input fields right above it. One has an initial amount, which is pre-filled with the current value of our portfolio. And there's also a time horizon in years, which starts here at 10 years. I'm gonna run the simulation by clicking on this link on the right. And once I do that, a process starts and we get our graph. What we see here are 5 probability curves of potential outcomes for our portfolio in the future if we start with this initial amount and project those outcomes up to 10 years. This is a Monte Carlo simulation, and it's important to say that the values for expected return and risk are all coming from what we set on the targets table. So if I scroll down to the table section and click on the targets table, all the target weights here, all the values for the assets in the portfolio, which we calculated, and that use a span of time for historical return, which we set below the table here. So once this is done, we can use the forecast graph and run the simulation. And this is a very useful graph to give us an idea of risk projected into the future. What are the probabilities that we'll get to an outcome that we want in the future? If we hover over the numbers, the percentages, we get more information about the chances that we have more or less of a certain amount. So you can easily change the initial amount. This won't overlap the current value. It's just for simulation purposes. So I could start with 100, 1,000 here and project it into 20 years or 5 years and rerun the simulation. And we get the different curves. I hope you like this feature. If you have questions, just send us a note.